October 4th, 2024. I sit in the dark, quiet, as the world dances wildly around me. Oh, how I miss the sun, how I miss the warmth. This wind bites me, its teeth jagged, cruel, and unkind. I tremble, shivering, teeth chittering. I feel myself tighten in waves, the goose flesh overrolling me sporadically. I bring the joint to my lips, sucking deeply. The warmth spreads upwards and in, grounding me, constricting me. The cherry glows, fighting against the wind in my hands. As much as this moment fills me with melancholy and the desire to rifle through the questions I have of the universe, I feel that background flow, that tug, that pull, that safe little space in the back of my mind surrounded in these poisonous traps of the shadow self and the shadow mind. I think this would be a good evening for kindness, for compassion, for connection and touch, both halves of me in unison. There is an undercurrent of loneliness. It wasn't so bad during the day. It was crazy, hectic, and fast-paced. I enjoyed it immensely, regardless of how spectacular some of the moments were. I didn't feel lonely until I was alone, which honestly was a really nice feeling. A few times I wanted to have an outburst, wanted to reach out. A few times I wanted to go and ask for a hug and just feel that safe, amazing sensation of compression and tightness. I think fondly of the last time I had such a hug. It's still in that sort of bittersweet stage when I think of it, but it doesn't hurt. At least not the remembering of it. That's not what hurts. What hurts is trying to avoid the acceptance that it may very well never happen again. Sure, I imagine I will get friendly hugs over time from that feller I weirdly decided to call Texas Toast. As much as I will cherish each one, I know I will catch myself wanting a second longer, a smidgen tighter. I want one of those hugs, where it basically feels like you're being pulled into the other person, and you're pulling them into you. I quite like those sorts of hugs, where near as much of your upright body is pressed together, and those are the kinds of hugs where all you can do is hug. The way they feel can be so incredibly healing. I have not had a lot of them where it was the most comfortable, most wonderful sensation I can't even properly describe, because I simply do not know how to. Haha. Oh man. I used to tell guys I wanted to wear them like a tauntaun, and let me tell you what, that did not go over well. I have been given the feedback that it's a rather creepy statement, but I figured that the people I said it to would have found it funny and endearing. My sense of humor is not for everyone. I know the right person would make a lightsaber noise back at me. uh, it's like always having the urge to stand up and go, I have to return some videotapes, and either the right person will get it or the wrong one will, and I will laugh my face off regardless. Have you ever read American Psycho? The movie was not good, nor the book. Was it worth the read? Absolutely, absolutely not. I wound up having to get it on audio because the actual book had me lose interest too many times. Did me and my two-person book club discuss it at length? Damn straight. And there was a lot kept out of the movie, which in my opinion at the time was probably a good idea. I do think translation from the written word to film would have been done better if the ending were projected more as a mental health crisis than what it was. But I mean the genuine losing grip on reality kind, not the hysterical kind. It could have been a magical reflection of that, but also it was only from 2000, but it felt like a clunker from the 80s. It isn't even a good body horror, it's just a masturbatory piece for Ellis, no matter how much he denies it, and dude, his other works are not better. Jack Ketchum, in a way... Sorry, let me repeat that here. Jack Ketchum is a way better body horror writer. Same with the writing style of Preston and Child. Relic kept me up for a week, but mind you, I was like 10 when I read it. It also sparked a lifelong love of all the weird and the macabre. It's really no different than those CSI shows that do so well. It just so happens to be more culturally acceptable body horror compounded by pop culture-driven storylines. Some people just so happen to be open about the deranged aspects of their minds. It honestly doesn't bother me. I feel more guilt for being able to consume it. There is a vast difference between real life and imagination. Like Serbian film, I have seen the cut and uncut versions, watched all the behind the scenes, and witnessed interactions between actors, cast, crew, and real people. I will admit, I prefer the cut version. I have definite lines in which I want to subject my eyeballs to, and help me figure it out fucking fast. There wasn't enough eye bleach in the world. There are some things that are just too icky. There's a reason why that film is so rightly controversial. I have spent at least a good solid decade digging down into the depravity and darkness of the world, always looking for something to remind me anything desperately of my humanity. I still like weird and gross movies and books. I love the thrill of an innocent scare. I love the ass way the mind works. It also really helped me identify boundaries. Some I wish I had way sooner. Some things are definitely not a Netflix and chill sort of situation. Some were so bad I wear them like a badge of honor, and most I will never admit to in real life unless I was comfortable with you. People tend to be surprised at how not squeamish I am when it comes to a lot of things, and if you knew what I grew up with and surrounded by, you'd understand the fucked up quest to understand depraved animalistic aspect of the human mind. Ha ha. Ha ha. Well, it's more like ha 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 ha. Okay, that's better. I have to upload my checklist for horror, all genres. Maybe I'll complete them with someone sometime. I have a large amount of Japanese and Kororo. Shitty beans. I have a large amount of Japanese and Korean horror to work my way through, and I'm excited. Honestly, it's more fun to go for some final girl action or maybe some good old-fashioned trauma films. Give me some campy, bad horror any day. I love the things that make me think and take me away. I love art films. I love animated and non-animated, action, kung fu, historical dramas, art pieces, you name it, I will watch it once. Unless there's a lot of eye stuff, then I'll just vomit on you. My collection, when you look at it, has been lovingly curated and will continue to do so. I have a few to replace, like my really cool faux leather-bound copies of the Evil Dead movies my ex gave away, and my collector's edition of Reanimator. There are movies I have on VHS that I have not been able to find in the newer mediums, and I haven't gotten around to finding a way to get them switched over and saved before they're obsolete. I should have jumped on that VHS to DVD recorder back in the day. So much regret. I'm going to avoid the extreme corners of this visual genre on my own, but I would be very happy to explore them with someone else who would be curious, both where I've already seen and where I'd like to go, and there's more than gross and body horror. Have you ever gone to a showing of Robo-Geisha done in the style of Rocky Horror Picture Show? Or gone to the room dressed to the nines, raining spoon, worst fucking drink you've ever had? These experiences make these things amazing. I really want to go out and do these things again. I want someone who wants to go on these adventures. I want to go to art house films, go to dingy bars. I want to go see things I'm not going to understand and try and grasp all the concepts of. But most of all, I really do want to do these with another person. There's that little child in me that wants to go and keep inviting Texas Toast to do these things. That maybe something would be interesting enough to do with me, and Rational Brain is standing there with its ropes of neurons patting her on the head, and Monkey Brain is off in the background, flinging shit, wanting attention. Fucking weirdo. Additional book recommendations. I'm going to say his name wrong. Chuck Palahniuk. I thought it was Palanchik, but I might be wrong. Chuck Palahniuk? Is there a missing C? Probably. Anyways, Chuck Palahniuk. Fight Club. Chuck Klosterman's Sex, Drugs, and Cocoa Puffs. Preston and Child. Relic. Douglas Adams, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Robert J. Sawyer, The Quintaglio Ascension Trilogy. Farseer. Fossil Hunter. Foreigner. I have that with a printer's error. Mercedes Lackey and James Mallory. The Obsidian Trilogy, The Outstretched Shadow, To Light a Candle When Darkness Falls. Eventually I'll grab my notebook with the list and transcribe them here, but it's going to have to wait until I'm finished gargling pine needles from the never-ending barrage in my yard.